Hey y'all, today on the farm I got on my brand new Amadas hat, my Amadas shirt, and that can only mean one thing. It is peanut season down south. This is a time of year that every red-blooded southerner loves. We're flipping those peanuts over, getting them out of the ground, laying them belly side up, and getting ready to run them through the harvester. The good folks at Amadas Industries sent me fresh hats and shirts for the season, said they wanted me to look good this harvest season. I'm very appreciative of the swag, and we will be wearing it. I will be wearing it. My young infant son will be wearing it throughout the harvest season. You will see it on all the videos as we gather in the crop. The first part of peanut harvest is not with the Amadas machine though. We're gonna start out with a KMC inverter. I got it hooked behind my John Deere 8530 here. This machine is called a peanut inverter. It's called a peanut plow. It's called a peanut shaker. It's called several different names because it does all of those processes. It first plows the peanuts up, and then it shakes the dirt out, and then it inverts them, flips them over. I'm gonna give you some detailed camera shots of how that looks. I've done this, I think this will be my 4th peanut season here on YouTube. I have plenty of videos of this process before, but for those of y'all who are new, so you ain't gotta trace it down, we're gonna get a lot of angles on this machine and show you exactly how it works. As we enter the peanut field, I'm gonna lower this machine, and this sharp plow is gonna go subterranean. It's gonna go below the ground. And what that's gonna do is these peanut vines is gonna pass over, and it's gonna cut the root out from under them. And they're gonna slide up these fingers that are mounted on the back of the plow. The vine is then going to travel up these chains right here. We call these chains. It may not look like a chain that you're used to, but we call these chains. The vine's going to travel up them, being held down by these bars, held in place so they don't roll back down. These chains are going to pass over a series of bumper wheels that make the chains vibrate like this. And as they vibrate, it's going to shake the dirt out of them peanuts. When we get to the back of the machine, the peanuts are going to fall off the chains, land on these arms, and these arms are specially curved so as to invert the peanuts. So we've plowed them, we've shook them, and right here we invert them. They hit this, they roll over, it makes them spin over, and they'll land belly side up. It's important for them to land nuts up, vines down. That way the sun can dry them properly, and we'll be able to harvest them in 2 to 3 days. I am using GPS to steer this tractor. When guidance systems first come out down south, the way they sold them, the way they teach the idea, because a guidance system is hyper expensive, the way they sold it to farmers, they did tests and showed using the guidance, plowing straight down the road, and then having a 1 inch offset, a 2 inch offset, a 3 inch offset, and they figured out and did the math for you that if you was 3 inches off the road, you wasn't perfect. The guidance system would buy itself in the peanuts you're losing for being off the road. To put that in perspective and show you how important that is, there's 3 rows right here, and you cannot see where the center of those rows are, so it'd be very easy to be 3 inches off. There's a row right here, a row right here, a row right here, and as you see, the rows just all kind of go together because the vines get so big they overlap each other. So very, very important to dig with guidance. It will save you a ton of money. It is very lightly drizzling rain right now. That's not an optimal situation. If these vines have liquid on them, whether it be a heavy dew or a light rain or whatever, if they're wet, when we flip them over, that moisture's trapped under there and then they won't dry out properly. We want the vines themselves to be dry when we flip them over, and then the only part that will have moisture on them is the peanuts when we're in the ground. And since they're now on top, then they can begin drying. But if we put wet vines upside down, then we trap moisture. So not an optimal situation. We may have to stop. If the drizzling don't stop in the next few minutes, I'm gonna stop plowing up. Want these to dry out properly. We don't want to be trapping moisture up under the vines, creating mold issues. The other issues you run into with high moisture would be dirt will start sticking to the plants. You see a little bit of dirt here sticking to these nuts. That's not optimal. We would prefer them to be cleaner. When I come out here to harvest these peanuts, that dirt's no longer gonna be wet. It's gonna be dry and it's gonna be on there, and when that picker goes through here, it's gonna make a dust cloud so big you can't see the picker hooked to the back of the tractor. So we don't want a bunch of dirt stuck in the roots or on the nuts. The nuts are not on the roots. The peanuts grow on the vines. The taproot goes down, the vines grow out, they get flowers on them, the flowers pin down to the ground and go subterranean, and that's where the peanuts come from. The peanuts are not on the roots. Here's the roots right here. Here's the vines coming out of it, and there are peanuts growing all along the vine as it travels away from the roots. Everywhere a flower occurs on that vine, the flower then pins down and goes into the ground and creates a peanut. I'm having a low voltage issue in the tractor in here. I got buzzers going off. Probably won't go off while I'm filming, but they're going off for a while pretty constantly. I dug some yesterday and the voltage got low late in the day and was throwing all kind of system errors, and ended up the tractor cut off where it put itself in permanent park on the opposite end of the field from my house. So last night I walked from up yonder back home at the end of the day in the black dark. All I got left today to do, all the peanuts that are on the current maturity for digging today, is just this last little pass here. I got to make it to the end down there, and I got to do my turn rows, and I'll come back and do these turn rows. But in order to keep it running, I've had to cut off all non-essential electrical components. That means air condition. It's a little bit warm in here. I know it's not extremely hot outside, but tractors are greenhouses that are mounted on top of a 300 horsepower heater. So even when it's cold outside, which it's not, it's still hot in here. And when it's 85 degrees outside, like it is currently, it's real hot in here. So just trying to bear through it, get to the end of the day here, get all these 06Gs on top of the ground, and then tomorrow we will start with the brand new variety of peanuts just across the middle of the field. We had a electrical issue shut us down out here in the field. I had to walk home this evening. A little bit of light rain setting in. I wish that last pass of peanuts was dug, but no way to get the tractor to get the last 300 yards. It refuses to go due to a little electrical bug issue. Not happy. If any other dealerships would like to, or manufacturers would like to see their tractors run out here digging peanuts or picking peanuts, Massey Ferguson, Fent, whoever, I'm not partial. Challenger. If you want to see your tractors run, get up with me. We'll hook it to a peanut shaker, we'll hook it to a peanut combine, we'll harvest some nuts, make some great videos together. But until then, I'm walking to the house in the light rain. Hope all y'all learned something today. Hope to see you next time.